Hey guys, we are out here in beautiful North Dakota on a crazy adventure. It is Labor Day weekend and we're going to try and see all of the main national parks in North Dakota and South Dakota in a matter of days. Right now we're outside the Visitor Center at Theodore Roosevelt National Park. We're so excited to check this place out and see what it has to offer. The entrance fee into Theodore Roosevelt National Park is $30 per vehicle or $15 if you walk in. You can also use any of the National Park annual passes to enter the parks for free. This park is divided into 3 units, though we only visited the South Unit. Upon entering the South Unit, you will find the unit's Visitor Center. This is a great place to learn about the area and important road closures. A portion of the South Unit Scenic Loop has been closed for years, and honestly, I don't think it's ever going to open up again, so plan accordingly when preparing to visit this park. If you head back to the back doors of the Visitor Center, you will find the Maltese Cross Cabin. We are here in Theodore Roosevelt's cabin, which was actually originally in a more central part of the park. But what happened was this became a famous place because this cabin was where he came after his wife and mother died on the same day. It was a really hard time for him and he found the parks to be very healing. This cabin was so inspirational to people, it actually traveled around for a while and people came from all over just to see it. And now it is currently in the South Unit of the park. The only thing that's so interesting to me is nothing here is his except for the trunk, which is currently gone for restoration. So keep that in mind. They kind of just have some general things, some replicas. After visiting the cabin, we drove up the scenic loop and immediately found prairie dogs, bison, and my personal favorite, wild horses. There are so many different animals to see here. You won't have to look far. Out of everything we saw on the Loop Drive, we most enjoyed the canyon overlook. We got there close to sunset, and we were able to enjoy scenic views of the river below and the gorgeous Cliff Canyon walls. We stayed the night in the National Park's only campground, Cottonwood Campground. It was beautiful but had a serious fly problem, so be sure to bring bug spray when you visit. This was also the first night we stayed in our homemade camper car. It was incredibly comfortable and only took about 10 minutes to set up. The next day we headed over to Badlands National Park. The entrance fee for Badlands is $30 per vehicle or $15 to walk in. Just like Theodore Roosevelt National Park, the annual pass will get you in for free. One of the first things you'll see upon entering the park are a series of gorgeous hiking trails through the Badlands. We really wanted to try hiking the Window Trail or the Notch Trail, which will take you up an amazing rope ladder, but a lightning storm had rolled in and we thought it would be safer to take the short half-mile Door Trail hike instead. We had an amazing time climbing around the rock features. It's the first time I visited a park that let me do that, and we loved having the chance to get up close and personal with these formations. After a short hike, we headed down the scenic road to the Visitor Center where we learned more about the park. The Badlands were first named by the Dakota people. They called this place Makosika, or Badland, due to the lack of water and harsh terrain. Despite its inability to grow crops, we found the Badlands to be filled with unique formations and breathtaking landscapes. One of our favorite places to visit was the Yellow Mounds. This ground was once home to a thriving rainforest and the roots turned the ground yellow. You can see this unique color in a few layers of the rocks. We also enjoyed visiting the Pinnacles Viewpoint, which is known for hosting some of the most spectacular sunsets in the park. While we were unable to stay for sunset, we greatly enjoyed the vast view of the incredible rock formations. Next, of course, we had to see Mount Rushmore. This park is free to enter, but there is a parking fee of $10 for a regular vehicle. This pass is good for an entire year though from purchase date, so be sure to hang on to that in case you'd like to visit again. After walking through the amazing entryway and viewing all the US territory and state flags along the walkway, we headed down to the Presidential Trail. This trail is about a half-mile round trip but is listed as strenuous, so keep that in mind while visiting. This trail will take you past many informational signs about the presidents and eventually lead you right to the base of the monument. You will also have the chance to walk by and visit the sculptor's studio, which holds one of the original models for the monument. After exploring the trail, you'll find the Visitor Center and Amphitheater are great places to learn more about the monument through movies, exhibits, and the bookstore. Mount Rushmore also has a cafeteria, which Isaac and I went to for dinner. The prices were surprisingly good for a national park, and we had a great view of the monument through the window while we ate. You'll want to stick around for sunset at Mount Rushmore for the famous lighting ceremony, where an incredible video presentation on the monument is followed by the lighting of the 4 presidents. It is incredibly patriotic and gives you the chance to view the monument in a new light, no pun intended. After the lighting ceremony, we drove to our campsite for the night. Just outside Jewel Cave National Monument, you'll find there are an amazingly insane number of campsites. Our camper car was just as comfortable the second night. Here you can see how we were able to move all of our food and luggage to the front seats of the car to sleep in the back. We set up our car in the dark the night before and still managed to put it together in under 10 minutes. After packing up camp, we headed to Jewel Cave National Monument and Wind Cave National Park. Both Jewel Cave and Wind Cave are free to enter, but tours cost anywhere from $6 to $46, depending on the kind of tour you're interested in. We had tickets for both Jewel Cave and Wind Cave, but Wind Cave had to cancel our reservation due to problems with the elevators. Thankfully, a ranger showed us where we could walk to a small entrance of the cave and stick our hand inside. I could feel the cool air blowing up out of the small opening. It was awesome. This place is sacred to many Native American tribes in the area who believe this cave is where their people first emerged. Their story says that they followed the buffalo to the surface where their people were made stewards over the land. It's a beautiful sight, and even if you can't go inside the cave, the visitor center has tons of gems from the cave to view, including some you can touch. This cave is also where you'll find boxwork, which is defined as a honeycomb-like structure that can form in some fractured or jointed sedimentary rocks. This is a rare rock formation. Wind Cave holds about 95% of all boxwork found in the world. If you try visiting Wind Cave and find they are closed, don't worry. There is a cave nearby that not only contains some boxwork formations, but many other unique gems as well. Welcome to Jewel Cave National Monument. Jewel Cave was the first cave to ever be protected as a national monument and was given the title in 1908. Here you can enjoy many different tours that take you to incredible layers of the cave. We took the scenic tour and walked up and down 734 stair steps on the half-mile loop tour. You are not allowed to bring any bulky cameras on the tour, so all the footage here was shot on our phones. This tour is also home to the famous cave bacon, which looks just as tasty as it sounds. While no one has been able to prove it yet, it's rumored that Jewel Cave and Wind Cave are actually connected. New tunnels and channels of the caves are discovered every year, so it's possible that somewhere in the cave system, these two caves connect. After visiting these caves, we made our way over to Wyoming to visit Devil's Tower National Monument, the first declared national monument in the United States. The entrance fee is $25 per vehicle or $15 to walk in. I absolutely love the Native American stories and legends based around this tower. While the story varies by tribe, one aspect of the story is certain. The claw marks in this tower were made by a giant, terrifying bear, thus earning the tower's other name, Bear Lodge Butte. In many stories, the bear was after a group of people who prayed for help to escape from the bear. Their prayers were heard, and their deity caused the ground under them to grow into a tower so high the bear could not reach them. It is a sacred place to many tribes. Here you will most likely find prayer ribbons tied to trees at the base of the tower. From a scientific perspective, the tower was formed by intrusive magma that pushed into the sedimentary rock layers and eventually eroded away into the marks we see now. Whichever story you believe, there is no doubt that this tower has earned the right to be preserved and protected. The main trail to visit here is Tower Trail. It is roughly a 2-mile hike that goes completely around the base of the monument. This trail will allow you to view the tower in all its unique angles. You'll also likely have the chance to view mountain climbers on the tower, as this is one of the most popular climbing locations in the area. After exploring the monument, we headed to our campsite in the park. The Belle Fourche River Campground is a beautiful site near a prairie dog town with breathtaking views of the tower. Isaac and I enjoyed watching the sunset and the stars come out over the tower as we prepared for our last night in our camper car. Overall, this trip was a huge success. We were able to see so much in a matter of days and at an incredibly low cost. We are also excited to know that our camper car works incredibly well. We plan on continuing to improve it and try it out on more road trips in the future. Be sure to subscribe to our channel to see what other adventures we come up with. Until next time! Also, I rode a jackalope on the way home. Yep,